In the early 19th century, the young United States stood at a crossroads. Less than 40 years after breaking free from British rule, America once again found itself drawn into war with the world's most powerful empire. This conflict would test the nation's survival, burn its capital to the ground, and give birth to one of its most enduring symbols. This was the War of 1812. By 1812, Europe was engulfed in the Napoleonic Wars, a brutal struggle between Britain and France. Though the United States tried to remain neutral, it was caught in the middle. The British Royal Navy, desperate for manpower, began impressing American sailors, forcing them into service sometimes at gunpoint. Thousands of U.S. citizens were taken from their ships and made to fight Britain's wars. At the same time, Britain imposed trade restrictions, blocking American commerce with France. These actions devastated the U.S. economy and humiliated a nation still fighting for respect on the world stage. But tensions ran deeper than the sea. As American settlers pushed westward, they encroached on Native American lands. Indigenous nations, led by figures like Tecumseh, resisted the invasion. The United States accused Britain of arming and supporting Native resistance from Canada, seeing it as a direct threat to American expansion and security. By 1812, anger boiled over. On June 18, 1812, President James Madison signed a declaration of war against Great Britain. America believed Britain was weakened by its war with Napoleon. Many thought victory would be quick and that Canada could be easily captured. They were wrong. The U.S. military was poorly prepared. American invasions of Canada failed, and British forces along with Canadian militias and native allies held their ground. In the Northeast, many Americans opposed the war, calling it unnecessary and damaging to trade. The nation was deeply divided. Meanwhile, battles raged across the Great Lakes, the frontier, and the high seas. In August 1814, British troops marched into Washington, D.C. They set fire to the U.S. Capitol, the White House, and other government buildings. Flames lit the night sky as the American Capitol burned. It was a devastating blow, one that shocked the nation and embarrassed its leaders. But the war was far from over. Weeks later, British warships attacked Fort McHenry in Baltimore. Through the night of September 13, 1814, rockets and cannon fire pounded the fort. Watching from a nearby ship was Francis Scott Key, an American lawyer. At dawn, he saw the American flag still flying. Inspired, he wrote a poem titled Defense of Fort McHenry. It would later become the Star-Spangled Banner, the national anthem of the United States. In January 1815, after peace negotiations had already begun unknown to the soldiers, British forces launched an attack on New Orleans. Led by General Andrew Jackson, American troops delivered a stunning victory. British casualties were massive, while American losses were minimal. The battle transformed Jackson into a national hero and gave Americans the sense that they had truly won the war. In December 1814, representatives from both nations signed the Treaty of Ghent. The treaty ended the war without addressing many of the original issues. No territory changed hands, no clear victor emerged. The war ended in a stalemate. Despite the lack of decisive victory, the War of 1812 had lasting consequences. American nationalism surged. Native American resistance weakened after the death of Tecumseh. The U.S. gained international respect. Relations between the U.S. and Britain slowly improved, and North American borders were solidified. Most importantly, the war proved that the United States could stand up to a global superpower again.